So here's another one of these videos. Still probably a little cringy, and the first one was probably still cringy, but this isn't going to be the only videos I plan on making, but they are easy and I do enjoy making them, so here's another one, I guess. Enjoy. Just a few weeks ago, I watched this movie called On the Count of Three, and one of the main characters in it, named Val, said something that stuck with me.
When you're a kid, they tell you the worst thing you could be is a quitter. Why? Quitting's amazing. Just means you no longer have to do a thing you hate.
It's been something on my mind for a while because it's true. When you are a kid, everyone tells you don't be a quitter, to not give up and keep on going. And I think in that case, yeah, don't be a quitter when you're a kid. When you're a kid, you're not going to like something if you don't try it. And I wouldn't like half the things I like now if I just quit halfway through. I was too short for basketball and too weak to shoot the ball, but my dad kept me in it anyways, and eventually I was popping threes all day and I loved it. And when you're a kid, everything seems so much harder than it is. Whether it's a basketball practice and your coach is making you run suicides because you guys decided to goof off and get your friend stuck inside of a locker at an away game. Or on the other hand, it's just one of your homework assignments you put off until the night before it's due and just can't find the motivation to get up and get it started. I mean, it makes sense. Those are kind of trivial things, because who really cares if you give up on basketball or don't do your homework from time to time? Those aren't going to affect you forever. I mean, hell, it won't even affect you a year down the line. But Val is in a bit of a different situation here. He's depressed, working at a job just to get paid to do the things he needs to live. He gets promoted only to watch over the people just like him who don't necessarily love their job or nonetheless like it. Val is quitting a lot more than just a job in this movie, but his motivation to keep going. I mean, there's plenty of people like Val in the world. They're depressed and work at a job they hate so much, so should they quit it? Well, it's not that simple. If the job is for sure the thing making you depressed and angry at life, and yeah, you should quit it. If you can't balance the job and keeping your mental health on the same page without sacrificing one of them, then quit. It's no help to you. And like I said before, I'm only 18 and I've only worked a handful of jobs, but none of them brought me mental anguish, and if there was a point they did, I'd just switch positions there. But if you do hate your job, is it your job or is it something else? And it's not easy to think about, especially if you're a bit of a slump and you slowly start hating the things you enjoyed, like hanging out with your friends or working out and just not caring about yourself. You convince yourself to blame it on the bills or other people or even your job to why you no longer feel the same excitement in things you used to enjoy. I mean, is it your job's fault, and would quitting help? It's a whole can of worms. Some people need to work a shitty job just to live, and they don't really have a choice, and in that case, quitting's not much of an option. Things make a job shitty, whether it's the commute, the customers, the coworkers, the pay, the hours, it all it's just a system of stressors that make you hate it even more. So what should you do? I think the best thing you can do is just take a step back and think, why do you hate this job and can you do something about it? If you can try to fix the problems, maybe it'll make it a little bit more bearable and you can keep doing it. But if not, and you try to make it work and it just couldn't, there's no shame in quitting. And I think that's when you get older, you'll realize that you have the same notion in your head as when you were a kid, that it's embarrassing and shameful, but it's not. Some things just don't work out, and when you're older, you have a lot more on your plate to deal with than the thoughts of shame about quitting. So, then again, should you quit? Well, overall, some things are worth quitting and some aren't. Like quitting on trying to become more confident or a healthy person should be one of those things you say in your head, don't be a quitter. It's hard and it's going to be tough, but it's well worth the time to put towards yourself and make yourself a overall happier and healthier person. But then there's a ladder where it's good to quit something, like a job that's making your life a living hell, or a little free stick you always have to have, or you get sick if you go more than a few hours without hitting it. Quitting is something that varies in a lot of people, and it's up to you whether to quit or tell yourself not to. It's a constant battle, and I genuinely hope you win it. There are so many things to worry about, and quitting shouldn't be one of them. You just have to do what's best for you, and I'm sure you will.